Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Chapter 27, entitled Attack of Chandra on the city of Purandana, text number 10. Should I read it? Teshu Pratithareshu Grihakosham Jivishu Viruddhena Matvena Vishayeshu Vishayesh Avadhyata. Translation and purport by His Wonders, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. But before we get to the offer invocation prayers, Bhaktivedanta Kananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste. Namaste Saraswate Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vastatya Dushatani Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. Okay, last time what did we learn from last time's discussion? Points. Anybody made any points? Is this possible? I guess it is. Okay.
Along with humility and devotional service, following the authority should be the foundation in our spiritual life.
Okay. With humility and the devotional service, following authority is the foundation of devotional service. And in context to what? What is that discussed? Context to what? What's the broader application discussed? What's the content? In what context?
This was a statement.
There are many statements made by me. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I did make it. Maybe or maybe I didn't. Maybe.
Yeah. You were discussing about higher dharmas. So
Higher
sometimes.
dharmas.
So
Last time we discussed in this class on higher dharmas.
yes.
Okay. Yes.
So higher dharmas are generally not believed because people don't know that they will leave the other lower dharmas
Okay.
and then
Okay. Yes.
We must not consider that our more privileged to the soul. By teaching also we must
Okay. So we have to learn how to discriminate what is the higher dharma, what is the lower dharma, and who's capable of rising to the level of following higher dharma compared to the lower one. So we have to have a good review, we have to have good understanding who is where by their consciousness, and then we might be able to help them advance further. No? We cannot just discourage them saying, okay, this is hopeless, it's not so good enough. No? They might not be able to come to the higher level. Can you imagine yourself sometimes doing what you're doing right now? Somebody tells you, like some ways before you, and nothing to do with spiritual practice or something. It's not easy, no? It's not easy. So it takes time, and it's a gradual process of adjusting, purifying consciousness, gaining the taste. So anybody following anything good should be encouraged. May not be the absolute, but at least it's in the line. Let's say the Vedic process. Vedic process is, Varnashram Dharma, anything like this. Okay, it's fine. This is part of the Vedic process. We know, like Shankaracharya, at least he encouraged people to take the authority of the Shastra, no? At least follow something from the bona fide process. That's the thing, no? So that's good. So that should be encouraged. But then, of course, if possible, then we can try to elevate someone to some higher understanding. That is there. Okay, any other comments last time? Yes, Mr. Kamish.
all action and reaction because of sex.
Huh?
All action and all action and reaction because of sex. Sex life. It's not me, it was like
Like,
yes.
all the reactions and actions are because of desire for sex. Okay.
You also consider if people had so much knowledge, then you use that.
If people have
So much knowledge,
so much knowledge,
so they misuse that.
they misuse it. What's the point?
That's the thing.
Just
So
here the Shankha said that physical activities and mental speculation are subsequent.
okay. Mental speculation and fruitive activities. Jnana Kanda, Karma Kanda, Vishaya Langa. Kevala Vishaya Langa. Okay. Any other points from last time? Yes.
we talking about all population.
Who told about what you do? Did I look at you? I didn't look at you. You don't raise your hand.
If you reduce sex life, then 50%, then we are regretted.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
What meaning overpopulation? You can talk about.
Overpopulation.
What meaning of overpopulation is when people become demonic.
Okay. Yes.
One has to understand humility and devotional service by following the footsteps of an authority.
Everything we will understand by following authority. If we tend to practice this process independently, then we will have a hard time understanding really what spiritual process and practice is. And maybe, yes, eventually we will learn something, but it will take a long, long, long time. And it's going to be very, very hard to go through that kind of learning process. So better to learn it through and by the authority. Okay, let's see today. So King Puranjana, actually what was very interesting, what I liked last time, is that these all sons and grandsons and everybody else, so Prabhupada points out, this is all analogy for different kinds of reactions, right? Different kinds of resultant reactions. So that's very interesting in this story. That hundreds and thousands of grandsons and these are all different reactions to the activities that a living entity performs. We should, like Prabhupada said, remind ourselves that King Puranjana represents a living entity. So here now it says in this verse, these sons and grandsons were virtually plunderers of King Puranjana's riches, including his home, treasury, servants, secretaries, and all other paraphernalia. Puranjana's attachment for these things was very deeply rooted. So that's also interesting. You see, you're attached to certain things, but then you're attached to things that take away the things that you're attached to. So there's so much attachment. Do you get that? Ah, everybody understood what I said? Do you understand what I said? What did I say? I said that, what did I say? So, do you understand? Can you explain in Hindi? It's going to be a tough one.
कुछ चीजों के प्रति आसक्त है, लेकिन उसके साथ ऐसी चीजों के प्रति भी आसक्त है जो उस आसक्ति को खत्म करते हैं.
For example,
What, for example? There's no need of example. This example is given already. No, don't mention this now. Enough. No, wait a second.
Productivity.
It's very clear. It's just the example is the family life. The example is the family life. You're attached to the fruits of your work. Right? What are the fruits of your work? That means your house, that means your servants, that means your whatever else. Vehicles, that means your, let's say you have different hobbies, so you have different instruments, sports, whatever, tools, toys, things, whatever, I don't know. So many different kinds of things, no? But then you also have children. Let's say directly, you have some children, you're attached to them also. And you're attached to all the other things that you use for your happiness, this and that, no? But then your children take away what you're attached to. So you're attached to both of the things. But you fall short somewhere. You can't keep everything for just yourself. No. And you won't be able to do that. You won't be even able to do it. So that's going to be causing some frustration. Sometimes, that's a fact, right? In the life, sometimes when let's say, grandfather, father, somebody is still alive, and then you see children already still fighting for the properties. And they still didn't pass away, they're still there, and they still, they see, children trying to have this or that and whatever. painful that is. No? But it's inevitable. It pretty much happens almost everywhere with everyone. So this is Puranjana's attachment. He said he had attachment for these things. But that attachment was very deep rooted. We know what is the attachment? What kind of a quality that is? Where's Suraj now? He's in the next one.
Yes, service.
And what is Kaushik's business now?
Washing business. Washing.
Huh?
You like to wash. And so many rules in reaching the reaching. And
Such a matter. Go and find it. You. Go fast, run. Chalo. Now,
silence one bit.
jump on around on the way. Go fast.
Yes.
Okay, let's focus here. So what is the attachment? What's the attachment? What kind of quality? You're attached to your body. No? You're attached to your mobile. You're attached. You don't even have idea how many things you're attached to. You're attached sometimes to your seat. No, I'm always sitting here in this particular seat. No? Why somebody else has sat now here? You know, that's I sit here. Yeah. So many attachments we have. We are not even conscious how many attachments we have. So what is the attachment? Let's first define the attachment. What is the attachment? Huh? What kind of quality is that? Okay, let me put it this way. The three modes of material nature? Right? We know the three modes of material nature. Everybody knows. Who doesn't know? What are the three basic qualities in this material world? Simple question. No? Yes. Okay. Now everybody knows basic three qualities. Simple. So attachments falls where? Under which quality? Compassion. Okay, we're suspended. Wrong answer. Anybody behind? Think a little bit. Huh? Oh, you have two other options there. Huh? There's no mixtures. There might be some mixture. I get it. Bolo. He said that. Now you also discover. Because you didn't hear what he said.
One option is one option.
Well, two options are still. Okay, who's going to say? Who's going to take the credit? Okay, Mr. Kaushik, attachment is in which mode? Amazing. I mean, you're really passionate. What's going on? Are people hungry or what? I know. Yes. Ignorance, yes. It's tamas, complete tamas. Why is it tamas? Because you think that your attachment will last forever. And you're attached to something that is temporary. That's ignorance. And it has really nothing to do with you. You're just there for a certain period of time because of your karma and such, and that's it. Just like this body and everything else. But you're attached. You're attached. What's the use of that attachment? And how much you suffer when you lose something that you attached to. Remember once one boy, he was having a very nice mobile, and then he left it in rickshaw. And then, oh, it's a big problem. And then he didn't get it back, of course. The rickshaw's gone. So many things happen. So we should not be attached to things that are temporary. No? So that's obvious that that mobile wasn't eternally his. No? Mobile was gone. Now what do you do? And then you suffer. No? So everything in this world that you're attached to, it's mode of ignorance. Because there's nothing to do with it. You may use something in Krishna's service, that's fine, but you shouldn't become attached. Krishna allows you to use it in his service. If not, what can be done? There's nothing you can do about it. So any attachment, it's a mode of ignorance. Any attachment to material things and things that are not used in Krishna's service, that's a mode of ignorance. Complete ignorance. But how is the mode of ignorance defined? Huh? What is mode of ignorance? Same Bhagavad Gita fast. Anybody? Same Bhagavad Gita. 18th chapter. Okay, what can you say?
Which links anarchism in the beginning also, and also.
Okay, that's one definition. There are many definitions. Poison in the beginning, poison at the end. That's the thing. Dullness, indolence, laziness, procrastination, sleep, ignorance itself, suffering. It's one of ignorance. So attachments, you see, he was attached to so many things: home, treasury, of course, treasury, money, servants, secretaries, so many other paraphernalia. So the grandsons were plunderers of all that he possessed. Okay, so now in the purpose, Prabhupada explains, he says, in this verse, the word Rikta Hareshu, meaning plunderers of wealth, is very significant. One's son's grandsons and other descendants are ultimately plunderers of one's accumulated wealth. There are many celebrated businessmen and industrialists who produce great wealth and are highly praised by the public, but all their money is ultimately plundered by their sons and grandsons. I remember, I think, who was it? Elon Musk, maybe. I think he said that he's not going to give, since our Shankha is so favorite of stuff. So he said that he's not going to leave anything to his sons or something like that. His descendants are very less amount. Huh? But he also, all of them. Various reasons, anyway. Of course, Steve Jobs definitely didn't live to his daughter. They had such a hate relationship. Maybe something, it's like, so it's amazing for whatever reason. One reason might be a good reason that they don't get spoiled. They work out a little bit their way, learning how to live a life. So let's say that's a good reason. Once you receive everything, you just become completely, you take things for granted, and you have so much wealth, and you just keep on, wasting it, not appreciating. So, but another reason might be, again, maybe some strained relationship, or who knows what, whatever might be going on between them. Or maybe again, like here, see, they're very attached to their wealth. They don't want to spend it. Sometimes you hear of fathers, they have so many things, but they don't want to give much. They don't want to spend. They're very conducive. No? Very, very miserly. There's that expression, makichu, no? fly falls in the ghee, they'll squeeze the ghee out of the fly. So that might be a reason also. So we see that all these descendants, they're plunderers of one's accumulated wealth. Okay, in India, we have actually seen one industrialist who, like King Puranjana, was very much sexually inclined. So Prabhupada is speaking some industrialist, and had half a dozen wives. Wow, so that was at the time when polygamy was possible. So that means still during the British Raj. He had many wives. Each of these wives had a separate establishment that necessitated the expenditure of several thousands of rupees. So we can't even imagine that what was that amount at that time. When I was engaged in talking with him, I saw that he was very busy trying to secure money so that all his sons and daughters would get at least 500,000 rupees each. That's heavy. That's quite a. Just imagine what a burden and pressure he has to undergo to maintain it. But also what is going on nowadays. Many people divorce and then they remarry again and have children from previous marriages. They have to keep on paying for them. That's pretty hard work. You have to do really hard work for your, very active sexual life. It's pretty heavy. And I know about quite some number of cases like this. And even here in Mumbai, and you have to keep on paying. That's heavy. That's heavy. And by the law, you have to pay. You cannot just say, "Oh, now whatever." You have to do it at least a certain age of the child. That's a heavy responsibility. It's a heavy burden. For what? For some little passion that one has to or wants to experience. So thus such industrialist businessmen or karmis are called mudhas in the Shastras. They work very hard, accumulate money, and are satisfied to see that this money is plundered by their sons and grandsons. Such people do not want to return their wealth to its actual owner. Who is the actual owner of Lakshmi? It's very obvious. Krishna. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the real proprietor of all wealth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the actual enjoyer. So-called earners of money are those who simply know tricks by which they can take away God's money under the guise of business and industry. After accumulating this money, they enjoy seeing it plundered by their sons and grandsons. Why do they do so? Why they enjoy being plundered? You see somebody on the street. That's also another example given in Srimad Bhagavatam and some other places. Somebody plunders your money. Somebody just, threatens you or whatever. That's pretty heavy. I mean, there are some places can have such a bad experience, like Punjab, right? And I know in the world some places have to be really, really careful that somebody doesn't tug you or something and takes you or whatever, this and that. Really have to be cautious. And even if you are, there might be really great chances of being robbed. So that's not nice. It's very unpleasant. And you hear over and over. You see some news, the West, in US especially, people get, elderly people or whatever. There's always so many robberies happening, so many theft cases. So that's very unpleasant. But here we see that money is also taken, hard-earned money. It's taken by sons and grandsons or so-called family members, and nobody's protesting. Why they're not protesting? Because okay, why? You answer that question. Why? Because they're attached, okay? Why they're attached? Why they're attached? Yes?
Ignorance.
Because they're ignorant, okay, that we said also, but a little more common sense answer. Yes?
Because they think, okay, if they will do something about children, they may also get,
No, the point is they identify with their children. And they're my extensions. No. No.
yes.
I think my child is my child. It's something that is not different from me, no? That's the point. So that's why they're not hesitant to give them whatever the children want. Of course, that's not always like this. As we say many times, there's strained relationships. Most of the times, and more times as such, as the time is going and passing. We see that in India also. How many people have, let's say, very good relationship with the parents? Nowadays, less and less. His parents didn't have good relationships, so this goes on getting worse. Anyway, but generally, they don't mind this wealth being taken away. So this is the materialistic way of life. In materialistic life, one who is engaged within the body and deluded by false egoism does one thinks. I'm the body, I'm this body, I'm a human being, I'm an American, I'm in India. This bodily conception is due to false ego. What a false ego. What are people ready to do because they think I'm like this, I'm like that? It's amazing. And they judge everybody according to a certain place of birth or whatever it might be. So that's attachment. What kind of attachment? That's what an incredible ignorance. I was just thinking about some cases how people. It's so amazing. You will not find a single nation that has a similar viewpoint. You'll not find it anywhere. You'll find some people leaning towards so many different kind of other cultures and traditions and so many different things. You can never make everybody, equal and the same or even similar practically. There's so much diversity. And how does that happen? Like very good case that we often present as the case of reincarnation, which is very well documented, was the case of certain children in Burma. That used to be Brahmadesh, Myanmar, no? Now there's so much fighting always going on there, whatever this and that. But there were children born there after Second World War, and they hated that country. They were born in the country, but they hated the country, they hated the people and culture, everybody, everything else. And what it turned out to be were those people over there in their previous life. They were Japanese who were killed and put birth to that very same country. Very interesting, you see? And there's so many such cases, similar cases, but I'm speaking this one is like well documented. Where people appear, like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he told to Subhash Chandra Bose, so he was fighting against this British, and he said, what if you will be born next life as a British? You're thinking so much about them. What if that could happen? And he replied, oh, I never thought about that. You're so much, into this. So this is what does happen. Yeah, it's fun. It's funny and it's not funny. It's very, very serious. It's very serious. So you will find how come now any fight happens in the world, any size, this and that. Next life you might be born somewhere else because of so much contemplation. On the side that you hate so much, practically. What an irony of life. Because so much attachment to this body. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. And then you get, then material nature, laughs at you, and then you get something that you hate the most. And you lose what you were attached the most. So we have to have that consciousness to go beyond such kind of ignorance, meaning attachment. Go beyond that ignorant attachment towards the body, the so-called place of birth, and everything else in connection to it. So yes, being deluded by false ego. See this false ego? One identifies. Hey, you came back? Alone? Why?
He was taking bath.
Just throw some bucket and come back.
Leave it alone.
Okay, listen now. Being deluded by false ego, one identifies himself with a certain family, nation, or community. No, so much identification. Nation, community, I'm this family, I'm this and that. In this way, one's attachment for material world grows deeper and deeper. Thus, it becomes very difficult for the living entity to extricate himself from his entanglement. And you can't do this. I know it's so hard. It's so big, it's like everybody, let's just take that one concept. Everybody is so strongly attached to whatever it's in relationship to their body. So strongly attached. I lost the clock. I don't know. Wow, time is running. So it's impossible for one self to become liberated from that grossest misconception. I'm the body and I'm from this place. So difficult, so difficult. And whenever our cricket team wins, we are so happy. Whenever they lose, we suffer so much. What an illusion of life. What an illusion of life. I was in, that's funny. There's one devotee in Brazil, and we spent some time as there, like almost 2 months or something. During the COVID period, I was running different places which were open. So anyway, so we were going a little trekking some mountains here and there, like doing some stuff, whatever. So then just recently there was a World Cup, and Brazil lost. And then he sent me a message, congratulations, blah, blah. I said, what do I have to do with this nonsense? He was quite in my eye, I was like, and then I told him, hey, don't worry about it, Kali Yuga just started. There'll be plenty of opportunities, plenty, just start, it's just like it's the beginning of Kali Yuga. How many more games, will be there, no? So we are so much, what is going on right now? This is so important. Such a, like we can see you can fall any moment, any moment, any passion like this happens. This is funny. It's like, these kids are, but for them it doesn't matter. They're like rubber. So anyway, coming back, so how many world championships for India has to go through, and so many to lose, and how many to get to thing, that's a big question. There are only a few countries playing anyway. Sport, you know, it's like so that's the big deal. We are so attached, we are so proud, and we are so sad when something bad goes on. You know, it's like, and you really see things a little bit from the distance. It's so meaningless. So meaningless. So why are we wasting time? And why are we getting so affected? Why are we getting so affected? So far. But that's just because of this false ego. It's just because of false ego. And it's impossible. Yeah, this statement here is that one oneself cannot become disentangled, extricate oneself. One cannot do this. You need someone else to pull you out of that illusion, pull you out of that mind. That's why you need a guru. You need someone who will point to you something that you obviously don't see, because you're so covered by that attachment, by that ignorance. You need somebody to come and just give you a little, awakening somehow or other. Maybe sometimes speak even some stronger words. So we start realizing, yes, this is all meaningless. It's really meaningless. We are wasting our life. We are wasting our human form of life. It's not meant for that. Why are we doing this? Time is ticking. Yeah. Why are we wasting time? What does that matter? Who is the champion this year or next year or after 5 years or this? What does that matter? Because so many good judges, this is like I said, Kalila just started. There's a plenty of fun that follows, plenty of illusion that will go on, plenty of even more of sufferings because of such ignorant attachments. So somebody has to come and pull us up. So that's the mercy of the spiritual master. If Prabhupada wouldn't have come, where would we be? Even you here in India, where would you be? Who is preaching like this? Nobody. So such people are graphically described in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Whoa, 16th chapter. Anybody knows what the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita describes? Huh? Raise your hand. Who knows? Sagar, Bolo, raise your hand. See? 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Denomination. What? Denomination. Animation. Nature of animation. Demoniac nature. Okay, enough. Okay, I'll skip Sanskrit. There are 3 verses here, just to save you time. So it says this: the demoniac person thinks, listen to this, so much wealth I do have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. No, everybody thinks like this. I want more money, more money, more money. No, everybody's thinking like this. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future, more and more. There's no end. There's no end. He's my enemy, and I have killed him. And my other enemies will also be killed. Because they also want more. There's a conflict. I'm the Lord of everything. I'm the enjoyer. I'm perfect, powerful, and happy. Who is there to compete with me? I'm the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. Just see my opulence, my possessions, my relationships. Everybody's fearing me. That's why they actually worship me. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I should perform sacrifices. See, even demoniac people, they'll do sacrifices. They will see, I will give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. What kind of charity is that? When it's given with such a mood? Huh? In which mode? Tamaguna. It's Rajaguna. It's Rajaguna. Desire for profit, adoration, fame. They will do this, they know. Those demons who have, some. And how many demons? They're giving so much in charity, but for what causes? And they get so much name and fame, and they get so much more money. It's actually a greater business than anything. But they understood it. They had more intelligence than some other people. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance, scheming for more money, removing anyone who stands in their way, and looking for some name, fame, adoration, followers. The Prabhupada concludes, in this way people engage in various laborious activities, and their attachment for body, home, family, nation, and community becomes more and more deep rooted. So anything is deeply rooted, is it easy to pull out? Very difficult. So the more you're ignorant, is it easy to become liberated? Is it easy to come to higher consciousness? That's why mostly Krishna stated in that 16th chapter, he said, over and over, I throw these demonic people into lower and lower species of life. They can practically never see the light of the day. They can never rise to the higher consciousness. They're so demoniac. They're so envious of God. Just like snakes or scorpions. So much poison, so much toxic consciousness. So that's pretty heavy. So that's what people nowadays, they're ready to work hard. They're ready just to get money. They don't care, who comes on the way to be removed from their way. They don't care what they're doing to get that money. But they don't. There's a reaction. There is a reaction. No matter how much you gain, it will be taken away. Even in the worst case, let's say you manage to secure something. But at the end, when you have to leave your body, you have to leave everything else also. It's taken away. And you won't be able to take anything with you. That's life. So we should have that higher consciousness, understanding that everything belongs to Krishna. Ishavasya, Yam Sarvam, Dakinchit, Jagatam Jagat, Jena, Tena, Gunjata, Makrila, Prasas, and just take whatever is allotted to be happy. Then you will be really be happy. Not being greedy and angry for something that's nothing to do with. So anyway, even in this life, like here it is explained, the wealth is plundered. Even if it's honestly earned hard, it will melt, it will disappear, it will be taken away. Voluntarily, involuntarily, whatever it is. We cannot hold upon it. Why? Because it belongs to Krishna. That should be the understanding. So better we work in such direction to offer everything to Krishna. And we see whatever is necessary, Krishna will supply. Ananyas Chintayanto no? Then? Yejana Paripasate, Desha Nityabhyuktanam Yoga Kshimalavaham. That's it. Whatever good we have, Krishna will preserve. Whatever is lacking, he will provide. Isn't that a good deal? Isn't that a good deal? So Krishna knows the best what we require. Okay, any questions? Yes.
You said that Krishna saying that the Janami people, they go low and low in the place.
Okay.
So point is that how they get liberated.
How the demonic persons get liberated when they sink so low over and over, no? How do they get liberated? Well, eventually they get liberated. Eventually they hear some harina. That's the mercy of devotee. No? Maybe some devotee throws prashadam or something. I just heard one story, Prabhupada was somewhere, and some dog came, and Prabhupada took some piece of prashadam that he was eating, and he threw it, and the dog jumped and caught it, lucky dog. But some special mercy of Prabhupada. And of course, the dog is not exactly the demon, but by some mercy of the devotees, that's why even demons, they're so envious, but still they'll heal some people.
But they on earth now, but if they go to hell, Patal, so how they
But then they're not eternal in Patal. They're not eternal in hell. No. At some point, the hellish karma gets exhausted also, no? Gets exhausted also. So then they get a chance to appear in lower species of life. Whatever it is, they come back to this planet. And this planet, hopefully, at some point, sometime, some Harinam going on. So they get some Agyata Sukriti first, no? If not, maybe even direct some special causeless mercy. Okay. They won't accept it. You know, sometimes they get some prashadam, they may not even know. Many times devotees are just like, we are selling sweets, you know, please take some sweets. They don't know. They get some prashadam. Okay. Any other question? Yes.
Probably we were discussing about that nation things, like you have given the example of Subhash Chandra Bose also.
Okay.
So I had listened one interview of soldier. So
Which one?
I don't know, random interview was there on YouTube.
Indian soldier.
Indian soldier, yeah.
Okay. So what is?
So, as per him, like you are doing spirituality in this nation is
They're
helping.
doing spirituality. They all eat meat, correct?
Sorry.
They all eat meat in army, more or less. Am I wrong or right? Hold on. Mostly yes. Okay, then next.
So as per him, like this nation, like
This
for
nation,
India, is helping you to do spirituality.
You're doing spirituality by eating meat. Very nice. And then?
It's like you people, like those who are doing spirituality.
Okay.
So it was like if you don't defend this nation,
Okay.
this nation is taken over by some other Muslim
Okay.
parties. You cannot do spirituality here. So
Okay.
you should defend your nation first.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We should preserve this culture, preferably. That's okay. But we see what is the culture. What are you doing? What everybody else is doing? How much illicit sex is going on? How many frauds are going on? How many slaughterhouses are being opened? So what are you defending? How many? I mean, what else? You know, how many other sinful activities are going on? So that you're defending that as well. And what is in proportion more? We have to see things much broader. You know. Maybe it's better sometimes that all of this is, you know, just completely, you know, not dead. And then people will become more serious and more conscious. Then apparently now you're protecting what you're protecting completely, protecting some complete Maya.